It's where all the cool kids go. The friendly info will show you around. We reward him with the fresh souls of our customers. Candles, t-shirts, winter tees, and so much more. Tags on deck, horror shop you will never want to leave. Your friendly info will show you around. We reward him with the fresh souls of our customers. Candles, t-shirts, weather tees, and so much more. Daylights on deck, horror shop you will never want to leave.
All messed up.
Beyond recognition. Yeah, they're all messed up, skinned and alive. Chainsaw ripped apart. Maggot food. All messed up, dead, yeah, dead. All messed up. Punctured eyes, blocked out, chopped up like firewood. Yeah, they're all messed
Oh, I keep forgetting that StreamYard has messed that up again. So if I ever stay little for too long, somebody holler at me in the chat. Um, so howdy gang, welcome to yet another episode of They're All Messed Up. We're going to be talking about Crucible of Terror and The Fifth Chord. These were movies that I had never seen. Hey, Phil. I had never seen before. And I quite enjoyed both of them, but we're going to get to those here in just a little bit. I'm sorry that this is so late. I've been burning the midnight oil at work, so that puts me behind on watching movies. But I'm here. I had to reschedule Cannon Fodder last night just because I was just too wiped out. I was too wiped out to watch movies or do much of anything else. I crashed on the couch for about 2 or 3 hours after work. So, we will not be having a Friday Foolish tomorrow because I'm working a late Friday, which means I have to start work at 1 and end work at 7 p.m. So, hopefully me and Candace can return to the regularly scheduled program next Friday. No watch-alongs this weekend. However, we've got a couple coming up March 22nd and 23rd. Staying pretty steady. Terror at 10 Killer is winning for Saturday, March 22nd. And Pieces is winning for Sunday, March 23rd. You can still continue to vote for whatever your choice happens to be until this following Monday around 10 a.m. Eastern Time, I will be locking down the voting and picking a winner at that time. So make sure you get your votes in if you want to have a say so about which of the films I will be doing a watch along on. Also, want to remind you guys and gals, I haven't been able to start movie roulette because nobody's gave me any movies to review, and I'm really excited. I really want to start movie roulette. Um, and all you got to do is give $5 or more in super chats during any live streams I do. That includes watch alongs because technically they are live streams. So if you give a $5 super chat or more, you can pick any movie of your choosing for me to review. And it doesn't matter if 5 people, 1 person, 10 people, 15 people. Eventually, I will be doing a review for your movie on Movie Roulette. It can be a movie I said I hated. Hey, maybe I'll watch it and like it this time. I mean, I'll definitely watch it, but maybe I'll like it, or not hate it so much. So here's your chance to make me watch any movie that you want to, just by giving as little as $5. So help me out here, gang. I want to get this movie roulette started. I'm really excited about it, but I can't do it if nobody one doesn't give super chats. And does it if they give a super chat like Menelek, bless his heart. I was glad that he gave I think he gave a $7 super chat, but he didn't want to pick a movie to review. And I was like, okay, I'm glad you're supporting the channel, but I just wish he had a movie that he wanted me to review. I feel it kind of is. You say any movie, that's playing with fire. Yeah, it is, but I figured here's another way that people can support me and support the channel, but also get something out of it in the mix. So, you guys can help me, and I can help you. Some of these movies that people pick, it may be very entertaining and or painful for me to watch and review. I don't guarantee I'm going to give it a 4-star review or anything like that, but I will watch it and will review it. Let's see, we got anything else coming up? We should have another soup and jowls coming up this weekend. Those are the shorts I'm doing where I talk about a soup I've made and a jallo that I'm pairing with the soup. Okay. Now I was doing those every weekend, but I decided I'm getting a backlog of soups in my refrigerator. And since I'm the only soup eater in me and Steve's family, in our little home, I had a lot of soup left over and I don't like wasting. So I decided to do the soup and jowls every other weekend. So this weekend there should be a soup and jowls. I don't know when I'm going to be doing a movie munchies again. I think I have a recipe picked out. And I wanted to do these once a month, one Sunday a month. But it might have to be a little bit later, and it can't be on a weekend where I do watch alongs because it's just too much. I've tried it twice and it doesn't work out too well. So I think that's all the announcements, except I've got a couple of promotions going on the Deadites on Deck horror shop at deaditesondeck.com. In fact, I'll put I need to start putting a clickable link in the description for the videos and streams. But I haven't done that for a while, and I'm sorry about that. I don't know why I'm so lazy when it comes to that. But I have 2 promotions going on the shop right now. One is Candle Craze 25, and that's if you buy 1 candle, you get another one free by using that promo code. The other one is Slasher Spring 25. And if you spend $30 or more, you get $10 off of your entire order. So be sure to check what I've got at deaditesondeck.com. And, I got t-shirts, I got tote bags, I got hats, I got tumblers, blended teas, all kinds of, great, well, in my opinion, great stuff. If you haven't seen my little friend Poe, who is now the official mascot for deaditesondeck.com. Let me show y'all one of the animations of Poe.
Hello, my name is Poe. I am the official mascot of the Deadites on Deck horror shop. Please take my claw and follow me as I show you all of our really cool products.
And so that's Poe. That's animated Poe. I'm going to try to make some plushies of Poe. There we go. Make myself big again. The other night I forgot to put myself back after bringing up Poe. But I'm going to try to make some plushies of Poe. I'm going to make a logo with Poe for t-shirts and stuff like that. So if you like my little mascot and you want to purchase some merchandise with him on it, that's coming soon. And also remember, I do custom work as well. So if you want your kids, your grandkids, you and your significant other, I can put those on t-shirts, and I can put them on hats, or your pets as well. So it is a horror shop, but keep in mind that I do custom work. So if you're not into horror, keep in mind that I can put just about anything that you want on hats and t-shirts and even candles. If you have an idea for a candle and you say, hey, Dana, can you make me a custom candle with this on it and with this scent? I will try my best and will quote you a price on these things. And if we agree on all that, and you send me money, I will start to work on your product. All right. So now that I've talked for 13 minutes about all kinds of different things, let's get to these movies. And as always, they're all messed up. Primarily talks about the kills in each of the films. And then I will also review them as well. So the first one is Crucible of Terror, which came out in 1971, directed by Ted Hooker. I never heard of Ted Hooker. So what's the kills we had in this? So we had a woman in the beginning covered in plaster and dirt, it looked like, and boiling liquid is poured on her after all this plaster is put all over it. Made me kind of claustrophobic actually watching it. So then we have a man suffocated by some inflatable piece of artwork. We have a woman brutally stabbed to death and thrown out a window. We have a man's head crushed by a stone. A woman has boiling plaster splashed in her face and on her arms. A woman slashed her own wrist with a razor. And a man pushed into hot coals and fire. So we had a total of 7 deaths in this. And what is the source of all this carnage? A possessed kimono. I kid you not. So this wasn't a bad little movie. It's a British movie. Hey, Blissful. It's a British movie. It was rated X back in 1971 by the British film censor board, or whatever the heck that thing was called. which is ridiculous. It shouldn't have been X-rated. It wasn't that bad. That's what I was telling Steve earlier before I started watching it. I saw that X certification. I was like, really? But I got to keep in mind that in the UK back in the day, they had a lot of old stuffy fuddy-duddies, I guess, that didn't like a lot of these films that we've all, as horror fans, grown to love over the years. And so, what is the movie about? We got the kills in there, but what was the movie about? So you have a guy who's trying to get, like, I guess, like an art gallery started, and he wants to make money, and he's had a couple people invest in money and stuff like that. And he's really hoping to get more artwork from his friend's father, who is an artist. But the artist dude is weird. And his son's an alcoholic. So, but he basically stole a sculpture from his father and brought it to this art gallery. And so one of the investors says, I want this piece. I don't want any other piece. I want this one. And the guy says, well, you can't have this one because it's already been sold. I don't care if it's been sold. This guy's acting like a real jerk. And he actually ends up coming back to the gallery at night and I guess like breaking in. And he's going to try to cart this sculpture of this woman away. And that he's the guy that gets killed with the inflatable. So the artist's son and the guy that's running the art gallery end up going to Michael, the guy that's the alcoholic. They end up going to his father's house. And for some reason, his mother has become, I guess she's, mentally ill. She's regressed, probably because the husband treats her terribly. And she acts like a little girl. She comes up to people and she's holding dolls or stuffed animals. And, you can obviously tell she's obviously been tortured by her husband over the years. And their son Michael is very angry over the way his father has treated his mother over the years and abused her until she's sunk into, a childlike state, basically. And that does lead to his mother's suicide. She is the one that slashes her own wrist with a razor. Thank you, Blissful. Blissful says, please remember to hit the thumbs up. Thank you. And thank you, Blissful, for reminding people to do that. That always helps. That really does help. But so you have his weirdo dad who's an artistic type, but he's just a weirdo. He likes to, get young women naked so he can caress them and stuff like that. He's just very, very weird and bizarre. So we have, several more kills, up to 7 kills in this movie. I enjoyed it, and I could see myself going back and watching it again. Because, I found myself nodding off, not because it was boring, but because I've been so wiped out from work. So what rating would I give it? Well, let's take a look here, folks. Again, I'm trying to reserve these 5 deadites out of 5 ratings for stuff that's really top of the line. But I will give Crucible of Terror 5 or 4 deadites out of 5. And I would recommend it. You can watch it on Tubi. If you don't have the commercial free version, of course, you would have to watch it with commercials, but it is a pretty decent copy on Tubi. In fact, both of these movies I'm talking about tonight are on Tubi. And I thank my dear husband for telling me that they would probably be on Tubi. So that's Crucible of Terror. And the next one is The Fifth Chord, which didn't have as many kills in it. Came out in 1971. It is an Italian film directed by Luigi Bazzoni. And like I said, there are only 4 kills in this one. So we have a woman that's strangled and thrown down the stairs. We have a man chased by a killer with a knife, and he has a heart attack because he has a bad ticker. Hi, Griker. We have a woman strangled in the bathtub. And then we have a woman's throat slit. Not any, like, really outstanding kills in this one, but I thought it was a good story, had a good mystery to it. I would call this one a giallo. You have a black glove killer. In fact, the reason why it's called The Fifth Chord, I never could figure out why it was called The Fifth Chord until I watched it. And so the killer leaves behind generally a black glove when they kill somebody. And the first kill, they cut one of the fingers off of the glove. And so what they were planning to do is kill up to 5 people. Now, I don't want to give all the mystery away. So I don't want to tell you who the killer is. And I don't want to tell you everything about the plot. But there is a journalist. I think the journalist is played by Franco Nero. And he never has an alibi for any of these killings. And so the police start looking at him as a possible suspect. So he's trying to prove his innocence throughout the film. There is a fair amount of nudity in this one. Of course, that's in many giallos. But I didn't think it was gratuitous. You got some horny old men and a woman, I believe, watching this young couple having sex. And Franco Nero's character of the journalist, that guy's got his hand in a lot of honey pots because he's in love with, I don't know if they were married, but he's still in love with this woman that I believe he had a child with. But the child doesn't call him dad. He doesn't know that he's his dad. And you can still tell that there's a spark between him and the woman that he had a relationship with prior. But he's also had relationships with other women, including this blonde woman who they get in a hellacious fight at one point, and he's slapping her around and calling her a dirty whore or a whore and throwing her on the bed. He smacks her across the face real hard. And but then in another scene, she's acting like her throat slit, and then they're like throwing pillows at each other and being playful. The next scene, I'm like, okay, I don't get this. And then towards the end of the film, there's another woman that just shows up out of the blue that's evidently had a relationship with him. So, and the guy likes to drink. He likes to drink a lot of J&B and other assorted alcoholic drinks as well. But a decent giallo. I could definitely see myself going back and watching this one again. I would recommend it. Again, I'm not going to give it, 5 deadites out of 5, but I will give it 4 deadites out of 5. It was a little bit, I will tell you guys and gals this, it was a little slow to get started, a little bit slower than a lot of giallos that I've watched over the years. It's definitely not a Dario Argento level giallo, okay? But It's decent, got a decent storyline. There's a lot of mystery to it. Some of you may be able to figure out who the killer is. If you've seen enough of these, sometimes it's easier. I didn't definitely figure out who the killer was before the end. This person was kind of in my potential suspects, but I wasn't set on this particular person, okay? But these are never really all that long, but I don't think they need to be that long. Just basically I'm coming on here telling you guys and gals about the kills in it and giving a rating, giving a little bit of the plot, but not giving the killer away because that would ruin the whole thing. But again, both of these are available on Tubi if you want to check them out. So next week, I should be covering Four Flies on Gray Velvet, which is a Dario Argento film from 1971, and The Iguana with the Tongue of Fire, also from 1971, directed by Ricardo Freda, or Freda. I'm not sure which. But again, I'm going to be covering slasher films and giallo films from 1970 to 1989, because that's going to be what I feel is like the prime time period for these types of films. So I guess that's all from me. I want to thank everybody that showed up tonight, even though it was late. But I've been told before that the later you have some of these, the more people you'll have. I saw 5 people in here at one time, so that's good. Blissful, you say I've watched the first. I need to watch the second. So you watched Crucible of Terror. I think you'll like The Fifth Chord as well. So did you like Crucible of Terror? I'm just curious if you did. Cool. So anyway, that is all from me. Thank you guys and gals for showing up. Even if you weren't in the chat, if you were just watching as I talked about these, I appreciate the support. I appreciate you guys and gals that were in the chat talking back and forth with me and talking to each other. This is always fun for me. And I want to thank people in advance that will watch this on the replay that didn't get a chance to watch it live. And with all that being said, I'm off like a dirty shirt. This shirt ain't dirty, but I'm off like one. And I want to remind everybody, as I always do before I get off of here for the night, to be kind to one another and blaze that trail. Have a fantastic rest of your Thursday night, folks. We're heading into Friday. Hopefully a lot of you don't have to work a late Friday like I do. And we're getting ever closer to the weekend. And with all of that being said, I'll see everybody next time.